What up, Hill?
What up, man?
Man, we coming off a Bills victory, baby.
Yeah.
Boys about to go take a break.
Yep, bye week, baby.
You know what I'm saying? Hopefully they can get some of these rookies ready for the second half of the season.
Yeah.
Know what I mean?
Get some of them boys off of the injury list.
Get them boys off the injury list and take us on to the Super Bowl, man.
Yeah, here we come.
All day, every day, man. Y'all already know, man, what's going on out there, man. This the OGs, baby. Y'all know how we be giving it up, man. How you feeling, big dog?
Man, I feel good.
Oh, man, I'm feeling real good, man. Yo, this your boy, Big Heen.
And this is King Hill.
And you are now tuned in to the OGs Perspective Podcast. Yeah, what up, baby? How you doing today, Hill, man? What's going on, homie?
Man, you know, living life, man.
Man, life is beautiful, man.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I'm saying, man? I'm going to tell you this. I'm having a hard time right now, though, man. My family just got a dog, man, and they went against my will. And I'm trying to cope with it, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, it's hard, man. I ain't did a dog. My pug died right when COVID hit. I thought she had COVID. I thought CC had COVID, man. You know, but she was sick a little bit already, but man, COVID hit and our little princess died. So R.I.P. to CC. But
Yeah.
We got a new dog. I ain't gonna tell y'all her name because she a Rottweiler.
Yeah. You know, I got two of them.
Yeah, I know.
I got a little pit cane corso mix.
Got a mutt.
Yeah. But he a beast though.
Okay, all right.
He big as hell too.
He got hands.
Yeah, he got hands. And I got a little Jack Terrier at the crib.
No, that's the killer in the house right there.
That's all she do is bark.
That's the killer.
Shut up.
All right, y'all. How y'all doing, man? Y'all welcome to the OG's Perspective Podcast today. We're going to change it up a little bit today. You know what I mean? We're going to talk about a serious subject. You know, it's a lot going on in the community right now. It's a lot going on in the world right now. And today we are going to be talking about the church, the overall church. But we're going to definitely focus on the black churches. You know, the Catholic churches, the Presbyterians, all of them. Everybody is going through all types of situations right now around the country and including the world. So we're going to do a little bit of a different approach today. We're going to make sure that we bring y'all the topics. We're going to bring y'all the topics a little bit later on in the show. I want y'all to stick around for that. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all know the biggest thing going on in the world right now is the Drink Champs cancellation of the Kanye West interview. And it's a couple of more things we want to hit on. But right now, Hill, we got a situation going on in our community. And I want to ask you, do you feel like, and the audience, do you feel like the black church or the churches overall has failed us?
Yes and no. Yes, because I can't say all churches, but I don't think they're out in the community enough.
I feel the same way, man. You know, when I was coming up, I came up in the Nation of Islam. My father was a Muslim, so I was born in the nation. And we would go from the nation to the church. So I grew up in, you know, a little bit of both. And the church always was a place where no matter what you went through or whatever you was going through, you could go in those four walls, man. And I swear to God, you would be relieved.
Yeah.
When you leave there.
Yep.
Unfortunately for me, I haven't really been going to church since my mom passed away in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
I know everybody probably go through this when they lose their mother, they question God. And I've gotten over the part of questioning him. I have. Because I know God has a plan for all of us.
Right.
I do want to find my way back to the church. That's something I want to do.
Yeah, that's me and my wife, we be talking about that. Like, yo, we got to find the church home. We got to get back in the church and everything. But that goes into why my other part of my answer is no. Maybe we as a community is not attending the church.
Okay. Well, let me say this. Do you think by all the scandals that's happened in the church, you had the situation with Catholic Church
Hmm.
where you had all these priests molesting these young boys?
Right. I think the scandals got a big part of it because it's not only the Catholic Church
Right,
with
right,
the
right.
scandals. Um, so that could be deterring people from going to the church and everything like that. Uh, it's going to take a group effort. It's going to take the community and the church to come together and to try to get things back on track. I remember when I was younger, it was a church uh around the corner from us that they pretty much had like a program for the
Mhm.
kids.
Yes,
We go there, we did a play and everything.
that's right.
And they learned about we learned about the Bible and we had fun. They had like arts and crafts and stuff like that. So I think that the church and we gotta find a way back to combining them both, or both the community and the church coming together and doing this together.
All right. I concur with that. But listen to this. Not only did the Catholic Church have a scandal, the black churches did too.
Hmm.
You had Bishop Eddie Long. They had some of the programs that you was just talking about similar. He was mentoring young men,
Right.
and allegedly he was sleeping with them. He was because the young men was uh they was at the time they were underage, but then they turned into consenting age, right?
Hmm.
But he was taking advantage of these young men.
Right.
Um, then if you remember when President Obama was running for office, he had Reverend Jeremiah Wright Jr. backing him,
Hmm.
and they painted him as an anti-Semitic, a radical. They called him.
Right.
So the church was kind of on its way out, and then you had Creflo Dollars talking about he need a 50-60 million dollar jet, right?
Right.
And oh my God, I can't think of their name. I'm so mad. It was a white church, big old church, one of the big churches. They had a problem. So you got all these problems that's going on in the church, and then you had these mega churches with
Hmm.
Creflo Dollars and Bishop Eddie Long, and I'm pretty sure Jeremiah Wright Church became a mega church. The fact that he had President Obama a part of his congregation,
Right.
all his money, right? Do you think or do you believe? And I want y'all to get in the comments too, because this is a deep subject. That by all those accusations of the church, from the black church to the Catholic church, to the Methodists, and them becoming political or politicized, when George Bush, I don't know if you remember when George Bush, he really came into the church.
Hmm.
And everybody know now when anybody want to run for office, elected officials want to run for office, they go to the black church. If
Yeah.
they need the black vote, they go to the black church, right?
Right.
So we know the church has influence and they have political influence. Do you believe any of that had anything to do with the decline of membership and the church not being so involved in the community?
um. Yeah. I think like especially the negative to have the people. If you church should be a safe haven. You should be able to go to church and feel safe. Um, you should be able to go to your pastor and get some kind of counseling or some kind of help, even if it's not financial help, just somebody to talk to
Spiritually.
spiritually. Get your right. Get your spirit right. If you have talk to them about some mental health, maybe they could point you in the right direction or whatever. But they should you should be able to go to the church and and get some kind of help or some kind of guidance.
Now, everything you just said is a 100% on point, Hill. Everything. I don't. Do you remember when we was coming up how the churches was? I mean, they was very active in the community.
Right.
I mean, the church was active in the community.
Right. But it also comes back to the community going to the church. If you don't have nobody going to the church to seek help or um participate in helping,
Mhm.
then it's not going to go nowhere.
Okay, Hill. Do you remember when? 'Cause I'm gonna be devil's advocate today. We gonna bounce this ball off each other.
Right.
When the last time you seen a church revival?
Oh man. Oh, it's been
Because
it's
because a church revival is set up to draw in
right.
the community.
Right.
It's designed to bring new members to the church. Everything is free. Free
Yo,
food.
church revivals, them joints was
When the last time you seen one?
man, yeah, it's been a while. It's
So
been a
how do you expect the
long
community
time.
want to be involved in the church when the church ain't going out into the community to draw it in?
Yeah,
You understand what I'm saying?
yeah,
I remember my church used to have these big singings, man. They used to invite all the choirs and all the big bands and all the big groups. Oh man, it was beautiful.
yeah.
I used to sing in the choir myself.
I remember a one church revival. They had went out and got this like a big, the big tents.
Yes,
They got a big tents and set it up in an empty lot.
that's right.
Man,
That's right.
that joint was packed.
It was packed. They had the bands. They had
They
the
had
groups.
the choirs.
The
They
choirs.
was preaching. Man,
It was motivating.
yes, very motivating.
It was motivating.
Very motivating.
Just think about this, Hill. You can't talk about church and schools no more.
Yeah.
They tell you ain't supposed to mix church and state with politics, but they do whenever they're getting ready to run an election.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? Do you think the church has been used as a position for pastors to get rich?
Depending on the pastor. Because all pastors not like that.
They not.
It's some good pastors out there, but a lot of them is getting rich.
Listen, bro, I follow this preach. I think it's Preachers and Sneakers. You should follow them on Instagram. Dog, listen, Bishop. Excuse me for saying this, but Bishop Whoop Ass ain't got nothing on some of these people. You hear me?
Yeah.
Bishop Whoop Ass ain't got something. Boy, listen, these boys be out there and they got Guineas, Ferraris. I mean, they got the toys.
Yeah.
They got the houses.
Yeah.
I mean, they got it all. I feel like this. If my pastor don't be sitting on the mountaintop, I should be right around it.
Exactly.
I should be right around it.
Yeah.
My thing is, why isn't the black churches or all churches? You know what? I say that the Catholic Church has things set up for their community. What are some people that be coming around? Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh yeah.
They got things set up, brother. Houses, bank, they got everything. Why isn't the black church investing back in their people? Why? Why we don't have a bank? Why we don't have a school system? We always sit around and talk about how the government don't help us, how the school system is failing our children. The church failing us too, dog.
Yeah. But we the only people who's not coming together and trying to put hell, at least our youth in position
Right.
to do bigger things.
Just think about this, Hill. Early days when they released the slaves after slavery, the Bible was all they had.
Yeah.
Preaching was all we had. Because when we were slaves, we was taught to obey our master.
Right.
Somebody read a little further than they were supposed to and realized that we weren't supposed to be slaves, right?
Right.
So we engulfed Christianity. We engulfed it. And we took it from slavery right on into our, how long we been out of slavery? A couple hundred years, but technically since 1968. That's
Right.
what I feel, right? So you look at it like this. We engulf the church. The church is part of our heritage at this point as African Americans. When we look back on our heritage, you go back, I say to the early, I'm going to go back to the late 90s. The church has started slipping away from the community.
Yeah.
They have started slipping away from the community. Like the program you just said. Why we don't have programs where the church got after school programs set up for these kids to come in there with computer labs.
Right.
Tutors.
Right.
I remember Darius, you know what? Shout out to Darius Pridgeon at True Bethel. He had some programs set up. As a matter of fact, he actually has a school, I believe a daycare or a school set up in his church.
Yeah.
We need all the churches to be doing that.
Yeah.
Come together. It's enough people going to church. You got 43 million Black Americans in this country. Probably half of them is adults, right? Why we don't have a system set up where we all donating to one pot?
Right.
The same way they collect in church every Sunday, the building fund, the tithing.
Tithes and offering.
When a visiting pastor come, we collect for him.
Right.
Why we not doing that for the everyday Black man and woman and child in the community so we can stop depending on people and saying what we don't have? We should have our own medical system set up, our own everything set up for us so we can thrive without complaining.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Again,
I agree 100%.
Do anybody out there believe that the Black church is failing us? The churches overall as a whole, because I think you got the Southern Baptist ministry. You understand? I mean, bro, listen, the church bigger than we ever thought it was.
Yeah.
And it's the sad part about it, Hill. The church used to be the most powerful weapon on the planet.
Yep.
You know what took its place?
What?
Money and greed.
Yeah.
Money and greed. Money and greed took the place of our pastors coming into our community, teaching discipline, righteousness, and saving each other.
Right.
Do you remember? You used to be in school. You used to say, "I bless you." If somebody sneezed, can't say that no more.
They can't?
Can't say that no more.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, I'm like I said, man. It have to be a joint effort, but I think the church should be the ones to take the initiative, take that first step because of the position that they're in. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think they should be the first to go out and like set up a revival, set up something like all these lots out here. Churches sitting on because a lot of churches might be sitting next to a lot that's owned by the city. Just put something together like to bring people in and and get it together.
Now, I hate to say it. I hate to say this, y'all. I hate to say this because we're not perfect. As human beings, we are not perfect. We all make mistakes, right? But right now, in this day and age, who would you consider the biggest congregation and the biggest group of pastors on the planet right now?
If just picking one
right now, who would you consider the biggest the biggest congregation, and the best pastors on the planet right now.
Well, one person, how I'm getting it, I would say the biggest congregation right now will probably be TD Jakes.
Yes, he
And
is.
he would be like probably the biggest pastor.
I think I got somebody bigger than him.
Who?
The hip hop community.
Yeah.
Kanye West,
Yeah.
Bootsy,
Yeah.
Noriega,
Yeah.
Puff Daddy, Lil Baby, The Baby, Megan Thee Stallion, Jay-Z, Benny the Butcher, West Side Gun. Should I name more?
I mean, they definitely
Lil Uzi Vert, Pusha T.
They definitely some influencers.
You know why? They took the place of the preachers. Our kids, even us to a certain point, we listen to the hip hop community.
Right.
Right now, Kanye West is the biggest preacher on the planet.
Yeah.
He's the biggest preacher on the planet. How did we go from listening to our pastors, the Creflo Dollars? I won't say my pastor name on here. I love him to death. But I'm talking about these guys at these mega churches.
Right.
To listening to the hip hop community. The hip hop, Puffy can come out and make a statement right now. It's bigger than anything a preacher would say.
Yep.
Right now, Kanye West is the biggest pastor on the planet, bro.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
He's the biggest pastor on the planet. I hate to say this, but when a rapper tell somebody to do something, it gets done.
It gets done. Yep.
It gets done. It gets
Yeah.
done. It's the reality.
Yep.
So where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? How have our community been overtaken by hip hop? And most of the messages that's coming out of hip hop right now, and I love hip hop. I love it. I will not trade it for the world. Keep doing what y'all doing. But it's negative.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's negative.
Yeah. They I think all the hip hop artists, I understand being signed to a label is probably where the bag at. But you could make some good money being independent. Look at Boosie. Boosie is getting money.
He getting money, but at the end of the day, what's the message to our kids?
Right.
He getting money. Rap is the biggest producer of money right now. I think Leo Cohen, I just heard him say that you got to get in rap. If you got an artist, put him on. It's gonna be 131 billion by the year. I think 131 billion dollar market. I think he said by 2030. I think he said by 2030. I think that's what he said. It might be 2025, but
Right.
131 billion dollars gonna be generated off just hip hop.
Right.
We know the artists only get, I think they said 2% of the revenue from the streams.
That's crazy.
Think about it.
Right.
So what we need to do is, if the church not gonna do it, we're gonna have to take one of these hip hop leaders. Lil Baby. Lil Baby that boy.
Yeah.
Lil Baby that boy. You feel me?
Right.
We need somebody, T.I. that boy.
Yeah.
You feel me?
You could pretty much take any one of these big time artists
Could take the lead.
and then they could take the lead.
They drive the conversation. They drive the temperature. Lil Durk.
But if they come together and get on one accord,
Different story.
man.
Now it's a different story. But what I'm saying is, one of them has to take the lead.
Right.
One of them got to take a lead.
And it would have to be somebody that's not under a major label. Because when you under a major label, if the major label like, hey, we ain't with this, you if you gonna do that, we can't be involved with that.
Yes.
So it's gonna have to be somebody who's not tied in with a major label.
All right. I believe I'm with that. Now I don't want to veer too far from the subject because we about to wrap this church experience up. Are the preachers going to allow hip hop artists to come in and do their job?
I think if hip hop artists and preachers come together and be on one accord, big things can happen, regardless of whatever. Some positives could come out of this. Because even hip hop artists went to church when they was younger.
Yeah, they did. Well, hold up.
Well, oh, okay, a lot of
Hold
them,
up.
majority of them.
I can guarantee you this. This last generation of hip hop artists, if they under 21, they probably haven't even been to church.
Yeah. Yeah.
They probably haven't even been to church yet.
I remember one time.
Hold up, pause. Have your kids been to church?
Yeah.
The babies?
Yeah.
Okay.
I could. My oldest was an usher in the church.
All right.
And my two youngest been to church before. Yeah, I took my kids to church. All my kids been inside the door of the church.
I just got to ask, brother. You know, all of my kids been baptized except probably my oldest son.
Yeah,
and that's crazy. He went to church more than all of them.
My two youngest haven't been baptized.
They need to get
but
baptized.
They will get baptized.
They need to touch that holy water, brother.
Yeah, they definitely will get baptized.
I got to get Nazir in there. Like I said, I got to get back. I got my church home. I just got to get back to it.
Yeah, I gotta. We gotta. I mean, we got a church home. We just don't go as often or as much as we should. But I remember one time I forgot who I was having a conversation with. But somebody kids. It was an event, something going on. I think it was a wedding or something that we was going to, and somebody kids was like, "We going to a wedding," and they asked who died because the only time they ever been in the church is for a funeral.
That's deep. That's deep.
That's a problem.
That is deep.
That just goes to show how much the community have been in the church.
That goes to show you not only that, how much the community has been corrupted.
Right.
Where a child goes to church for a normal event and they think they're going for a funeral. Right. Yeah, that's really sad.
Yeah. And it's not their fault.
No. It's not.
You know what I'm saying? And you can't really assure that it's the parent fault. Because at this state right now,
we got to take responsibility.
Yeah,
we got to accept responsibilities. If our kids not in church,
it's our fault.
They can't drive themselves there.
Right.
We got that's our accountability. You got to take that one on the chin.
Right.
Your kids ain't going to church. It's your fault.
Right. Because if you ain't going, they not going.
That's right. That's right. It's just the truth. Or unless the grandmother taking them.
Yeah, unless because that's like, yeah, I went to church with my mom, but when I went to grandma's house, get up, we going to church.
See, my mom really was heavy in the church. She used to always take the babies. Always. She took my kids.
It was my grandmother. We went to church. We went to go spend the night at my grandmother's house. Just about
all the time. Yeah,
when we spent the night over there, we was going to church.
We was going to church. I lived with my grandmother. I was Bible studies, choir rehearsal, and it was everything. Even when we moved from her house to Bissell, it was every Sunday, every Wednesday. Choir rehearsal was on Thursday. We was heavy. I didn't really get out of the church until I was like 13 years old, and I got a taste of the streets. Right. Once I got a taste of them streets, man, it was a wrap.
Yeah, you know I think I think I think a lot of that is still going on.
Oh, it is.
Like once the kids get a taste of the streets, it's like, shoot, I could do this and get this.
Yeah,
Why not?
but I still went back.
Yeah,
I still went back. Even though I got a taste of the streets, I still went back. Now these kids ain't going to church.
yeah.
Um,
It's just yeah.
get one of these young rappers on here
We gotta
and ask them when the last time they been to church.
right. We gotta find our way back. I'm about to just put. I'm about to find us. We about to
Go,
start going back to
go
church.
find it home. Maybe me and my wife will go back down there, settle in, and call y'all, invite y'all, man, and y'all come on as new members, man, and introduce yourself, man.
Yeah, man.
Uh,
We got to get back into that because there's when you go to church, it seems like everything is goes more smooth.
you have
You
different
don't.
values.
Yeah,
Your character changes a little bit.
yeah,
I'm just being honest, it do.
yeah.
You know. I just want to say to everybody that if you haven't found a church home, um, and if you don't go to church, it's not the end of the world because you could pray at home.
Hmm.
You know, as y'all see, we got the Bible sitting there. You can get in that Bible and read that Bible. And if you don't know how to interpret it, there's ways of learning to interpret it. They got all type of things on Instagram. I mean, not Instagram, YouTube to show you how to pretty much do anything.
Yeah, they got. If I'm not mistaken, It's the Bible, and then they got another book that pretty much will break it down for you.
An interpretation,
Yeah,
yeah, interpretation of what it's saying.
yeah.
So, we're gonna transition out of this, but right before we transition out of this into our topics today, I just want to let y'all know, man, believe in God. God will change your life.
Absolutely.
He'll touch you if you believe in him. You know, a lot of things today, church has been politicized and monetized. Let's get back to the old way of things when we came out of slavery, where we cared about our family, where we cared about our community, and when we cared about our youth. All right, let's get some schools built. It's 300 and I just learned this here. It's 331 black-owned schools in the United States. We need more.
Yeah,
We need more.
yeah,
Okay, and there's nothing wrong with that because the Catholic schools got Catholic schools, and everything is set up for them to win.
yeah.
They got all type of Jewish programs that's set up for them to win.
Right.
The Arabic community got their own schools set up for them to win. Black people, black church, set us up to win. Get back in the game, man. Y'all like the game. Like I told you, the biggest preacher on the planet right now is Kanye West. Okay?
I got a challenge for the church.
What is it?
We going into winter.
Right?
It's getting cold out, especially in
The
in
northern.
our area. It's getting cold outside. Uh, Around about June, July, probably before that, it's gonna start getting warm. I challenge all churches, Baptist church, black church, any church. I challenge all churches to bring back a revival. Do a revival.
I think that'll work. I think that'll help.
I want to see. Come summertime, I need to see. I challenge all churches to do a revival.
Imagine if little baby come to a church revival. I remember the Locks came to Buffalo.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Packed.
Yeah,
It was
I
packed.
did security that day.
It was packed.
It was packed.
Packed, bro. It was packed.
Yep.
Utilize your tools.
I remember going to one of those, and there was a guy there, and he gave the pastor a gun.
Ooh. Oh, you know what?
He gave the pastor a gun.
I won't say his name, but I know him personally.
Yeah, yeah.
He was.
As
It
far
was. It was Easter Sunday.
Yep.
He gave it to Pastor Darius Pridgeon.
There's Pridgeon. Yep.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
I don't know how his life is going now.
I think he live in either Atlanta or Florida right now. I know him personally.
So he out the streets. He
Yes.
changed his life.
He got out, got back in, and for what I know right now, I don't believe he's in the streets. I know he moved out of Buffalo. He don't live here no more. But I would shout his name out, but I don't know what he into right now.
Right.
I know he don't live here, but I remember that.
Yeah.
Gave him his gun right at Easter Sunday.
And that's the thing, like, that's the power the church got.
Yes, it do. Has a lot of it.
If it could get a person who walked in the church feeling like he needed a gun to protect himself,
Mm-hmm.
and to walk out of the church without a gun, putting it in God's hands,
Mm-hmm.
and changing his life completely,
Mm-hmm.
that's a win.
That's an excellent win.
That's a win.
That's a victory for all of us because we know when he gave that gun, he wasn't going to do nothing silly, right?
Right.
He left his burner in the church.
Yep.
Now let me tell you this before we get off the church. Y'all can't be in the church twerking, dog.
Oh.
Y'all can't be in the church. Y'all can't be in the church busting it down, dog.
Yeah, I seen some videos.
Y'all can't be in the church bending your knees, dog. Come on now.
I seen the videos. That's ridiculous.
And you can't be investing in liquor stores. I won't say nothing about that.
Yeah,
you can't be saying you're gonna get a weed dispensary in a liquor store if you're gonna be a pastor. You can't do that, man. Don't promote that.
Right.
Don't do that. And like I said, man,
y'all there to uplift the community,
that's
not
right.
tear it down.
Be leaders, man.
Be leaders.
Do you realize before Martin Luther King died, he said in one of his last speeches, he said, "I thought I was leading my people to the promised land, but I'm leading them into a burning building."
Mm-hmm.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Think about that. Think about that, man. Martin Luther King even realized what he was doing wrong.
Right.
And the second he realized that, they killed him. As long as he was preaching that message, nonviolence and bow down and we integration and let's do this and let's do that, they shot him in his head. So y'all, we know the biggest subject on the planet right now is Noriega canceling Kanye West Drink Champs interview.
Yeah.
What you think about that, Hill?
It was something bigger behind it. I don't think Nore would have just took it off or took it down. It had something to do with Revolt and YouTube. Had to. Don't Diddy own Revolt?
Yes.
He had to have something to do with it.
Puff made that call.
Yeah.
Puff won't admit that he made that call.
I think.
But he made that call.
I watched the interview.
I watched it too.
And I don't think Ye said anything wrong.
We're going to respect your name, Ye. Even though I said, we try not to curse on this. Got the Bible in here. I don't want to get burnt up. I don't want to get struck down today,
I don't think he said anything wrong. But looking back, I'm trying to figure out where is he trying to fit in.
Well, I'm gonna say this, Hill. I believe Kanye West got on there. He said a lot of things, a lot of good things. He did. But see, like I told you, I'm on the fence, bro. Can't play both sides of the fence. That
right.
That gets you in a bad spot. Every dude that I know that played both sides of the fence, they usually went to jail or they got killed. Right? This is my thing with Kanye West. Because he mentioned the Candace Owens documentary on George Floyd, right?
Mm-hmm.
You cannot speak on nothing like that, right?
Right.
You just said that George Floyd's sister,
George Floyd daughter's mother,
filed a lawsuit for $250 million for defamation, right? That's what it got to be, defamation. I think he should have stayed away from that because we all saw what we saw.
Yeah.
We saw the cop knee on his neck, knee on his back and forth, however it go, but he suffocated him. To our eyes, it looked like he was suffocated, right?
Yeah.
The medical examiner said he was suffocated.
Yeah.
They didn't say nothing about fentanyl.
Nothing.
Now, I'm going to be honest. I want to see the documentary.
Yeah.
I don't want to give my information up because you got to go in there and register and all that. I tried to look at it. But other than that, I don't see nothing Kanye West said wrong.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see because I don't know. I'm not sure what he's trying to do. I don't know because I don't know if he's just saying stuff to get the black vote because he's running for president in 2024.
Obviously.
It's obvious. I don't know if he's doing it to get the black vote. I don't know. I just don't know. Like, it's hard to tell right now. But what he was talking about in that interview, I don't feel he said anything wrong. He was talking about bringing people together.
Yeah, he did.
And that's exactly what we need. And I think they're trying to focus it on the White Lives Matter, which was a messed up thing to do.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's a bigger picture. He's running. I think they're trying to cancel him to try to stop him from running for president. Because they might be scared he just might win.
That's the crazy part.
And he just might make a big enough change for the black community, for black people.
It's possible. It's definitely possible. That's a possibility.
Because in the interview, they said Kanye West is I think they said like the richest black man in
America.
History.
No, not in history, in America.
Something like they said. The man got bread. The man got money.
The richest black man in history was King Tut. All right. They said if King Tut was alive right now, he would have more than anybody on the planet. He'd be a trillionaire. That's what they said about King Tut. So, it got to be real. Donald Trump denounced him.
Yeah.
Donald Trump called him crazy.
And he was in the doggone White House with him, hugging up.
Donald Trump called him crazy.
Yeah.
So, it's something serious if Donald Trump turned his head.
Yeah.
He said they're trying to get Candace Owens to turn her back.
Yeah.
And he's as far right Republicans right here.
Right.
They're saying, no, we ain't messing with you, yay.
Right.
You feel me?
Like I said, man, it's a bigger picture. They hearing what he's talking about. They know what his goal may be or may not be, whatever. What they think is going to happen, they're afraid that it might happen.
Like I said, Kanye West is the biggest preacher on the planet right now. He the biggest pastor. If he had a mega church, it would be full.
Right.
Vivica Fox.
Yeah, she said F him.
I'm going to tell you like this. Before I saw that interview, because the White Lives Matter pissed me off. I'm telling you right now. The George Floyd statement.
Yeah.
When I heard him say that about George Floyd, I didn't even look at the Drink Champs interview.
Yeah, that's why she said F you. It was because of the George Floyd comment.
When I heard that, I'm going to tell you, because Drink Champs, I follow them. I look at them. When I heard him say that about George Floyd, because they played the snippets, the little, the shorts, I was done. I said, I'm not even looking at it. But after they canceled it, I'm like, what's so?
I wanted to know why.
What's going on? Why? When Nore said I'm like, hold on. Nore don't pull no interviews.
Right.
They talking about.
And when they pulled it, they had, I think,
it was over 1 million.
1.5 million views.
It was over 1 million. It was over 1 million, bro. This probably would have went 3-4 million views, bro. And see, that's the thing. You got to understand. Look at how big that message gonna be. Look how broad it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Like
what he was saying, 1.5 million people already heard it,
bro.
Probably more.
Well, I'm glad whoever I watched. I forgot who I watched it on. Y'all go on YouTube. It's still out there unless they done pulled it.
Yeah.
I sent the link to Hill, so I sent the link to a few people. As soon as I got it, man, y'all got to see. You got to see this because, it's inspiring.
Yeah,
it's knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Now I see President Biden.
Yep.
Just passed the tuition.
The
free up the tuition.
He passed the He
loan
announced
forgiveness.
the formal launch of the student loan forgiveness
Student loan,
application website.
which it shouldn't even be an application. You should just, to me, you should just do what you said. Why it got to be an application? Why it can't be you send to the schools
Right.
that whatever student and the amount, because I think he said up to 20,000, right?
Something like that.
Don't hit them. Why somebody got to take time and fill out some paperwork when the school already got all the loan information?
Right.
Why make it complicated?
Yeah. But since they is making it complicated, I'm the website to go to for the application is studentaid.gov. I don't know if you got to make it. I don't know all the facts about it, but if you got student loans and you want to get rid of them and not pay them, go and fill out the application. Shoot your shot. See what happens.
Shoot your shot. Shoot your shot. Do your thing. I'm gonna say this, man. Like I tell y'all every week, we're gonna leave y'all with some positive information. And today, like I said, we talked about the Bible. I want everybody, no matter where you go, or if you have to look at it on the internet or listen to a podcast, I want y'all to find y'all a church home. Because I tell you, you're more powerful, you're more positive, you're more aware with God in your life. Whether it's sitting in your living room or sitting in the pews somewhere. Get involved with God or Jehovah. Like I said, Allah and Jesus always been in my life. And they helped me. When my darkest times came, they helped me. My mom's passed 5 years ago. I'm still coping with it, but I pray to God and I ask him to heal me. I'm still healing, man, because that's a hard one to swallow. I've seen a lot of tragedy, a lot of violence, and I felt a lot of pain from all those things that I had to endure coming up in my community. I've been fortunate enough to move out of the city, out of the hood, they call it. But it's my duty to go back and help out. And I believe the church is going to be the ultimate goal for all of us and the best tool to use to go back into the community, because I don't see nobody shooting a congregation of people out there cleaning up the streets and promoting positivity. It's bad in our community right now. Nobody care about nobody. It's either you're talking about a woman, disrespectfully, you're talking about money, bragging, which ain't nothing wrong with about a person's accomplishments, or you're talking about killing and shooting and hurting somebody. Long as it's for entertainment purposes, enjoy your conversation. Make your music. Start speaking about positive, guys. At least this is my challenge to all the rappers, all the hip hop guys. We need to do another self-destruction movement. Okay? We need to make a hip hop album with all the big stars on it. Just like Tony Yayo and all of them said on Matt Hopper show. We need to make another self-destruction movement and maybe a EP, 6 good songs on there with the best rappers on the planet. Get them on there. And throw the underground guys in there too, because they talk about some good stuff too. Battle rap, put everybody on there. Black, white, I don't care. Get them on there. Get them involved. Let's pull each other together and pull each other up. Stop looking down on everybody, man. Everybody is not designed to be rich and famous. They're not. You're going to have the average everyday person that's getting up, going to work, and they're going to be comfortable in their life. Make them feel special. Just because they're not a superstar, don't rub it in their face. And y'all know what I'm talking about. You feel me? Hill, you got anything to add to that, my brother?
Man, with religion, there's no right and wrong way. There's more than one way to skin a cat. The goal is to get to God. If you don't want to be a Christian, if you don't want to be a Catholic, whatever religion you choose to go into, or you choose to want to participate in, go do it. Go do it.
And with that, guys, Make sure you hit the like and the subscribe button and share it. Hit that alarm on there so you can get the notifications, guys. Y'all already know how we do, man. I hope y'all enjoyed this podcast because I enjoyed doing it. OG's out. And deuces.
Deuces.